from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here we go. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. As Stroud now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Stroud looking to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Now Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Stroud to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Stroud will look to throw once more. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton, and the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 41. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
43! 43!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. He's still barreling through. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Pacheco diving for the end zone, and he is in. touchdown.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try.
Yellow. Yellow, yellow.
Mahomes will throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. So they went for two and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2? Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Yellow, yellow. Right side. Right color. Right side.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 2nd and 10.
Come back. Yellow. Right side.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Yellow. Right side.
Now Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2.
Right side.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. And as he approaches to kick it off, he might be thinking this could be a 14-0 lead with a couple of PATs as he sends this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. Pushes him over. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Here's Stroud. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down.
Stroud.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dalton Schultz from 17 yards out.
And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will get him one closer. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a second and 10.
15, 15. Right side.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He's going to go up top again.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 15. Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Mixing up the middle.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts?
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Take it at the 37. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy. But this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have
But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Taking a shot for Dell here.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want us to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
15.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes.
On the slant, complete to Hopkins. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Easy.
Now it's Mahomes again. Going deep for Hopkins.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Throwing now is Stroud. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Stephon Diggs, 51 yards.
And the Texans have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Yellow.
Mahomes to throw once more. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Derek Stingley picks it.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. Jamie Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And away we go in Cincinnati. Returning in from the 16. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive.
Special teams always play an important role in ball games, and it does right here from the jump. That's going to give the offense terrific field position for this opening drive.
Here we go.
Burrow's first play going to the air. This one taken in by Chase. They don't get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Texans' 48-yard line.
Burrow from the gun. Gets everything he has under this throw. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. Christian Harris picks it off. And the Texans have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's first series.
Texans nothing.
Could have been 7 if they tried the point after, but instead, they only call on him to boot this away. Returning it from the 4. Good looking return here, and he's got room. 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans find their way to 6. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. It bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Throwing is Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Finds his man Chase. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Burrow back to throw. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And he'll go down here at the 16. Working quickly here. To throw again, it's Burrow. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3.
Here we go.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
11 MT,
Brown. Crosses the goal line for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals take a 5-point first-quarter lead. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
So the Bengals going back to the well, trying for 2 again.
Let's get set.
They'll try it on the ground. And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
For the life of me, I will never understand why you give that returner another shot after he already took one to the house. You could feel it. He's brimming with confidence. He wants you to kick the ball to him, and he nearly took a second one to the house again. He now sets his team up with great field position.
His foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Try and get it into Nico Collins. And it's 3rd down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one hits for 30. And it sets up a Houston first. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. 1st and 10 are on to Mixon. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Let's go.
From the red zone now. He brings it in. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Welcome back. Time for our 2nd quarter. The Texans with a chance to score.
12, Texans 7.
They'll try again from the 4. It's 2nd and goal. Mixon. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans finish off their opening drive. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Gun. Cut. 11. Cut.
Burrow out of the shotgun. He's going deep this time. He's got it inside the 25. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals need only one to take the lead. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Dameon Pierce now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun, Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. Just one play into this.
The Texans are garbage
on their
boy.
own 45.
White, Tony.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through
Turning,
the contact.
sprinting face.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Finding Collins. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Digs there to bring it in. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Dax Hill up for the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result.
Undefeated against the Cowboys.
Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. The Texans are on the move here. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. Caught by Diggs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And it sets up a Houston 1st. Working inside the red zone. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets him back behind the sticks.
And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, Stroud. He's on the move. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Mixon. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown. The Texans take the lead just before halftime. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans take a slim 2-point lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Just 25 seconds remaining as they get all set up for first down.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He's trying to push the field. Toward Chase, but it's intercepted. And the Texans get the football back with minimal time to go in our half. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play.
Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Geno Stone picks it off. And the Bengals get the football back with minimal time to go in our half. Oh, my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a third in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
He's trying to go deep again. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 11. Into the hands of Schultz. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Here we go. Let's go.
Staying between the tackles with Mixon. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Here's Stroud now. Schultz with the catch. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
A tight end in motion now. 3rd down, Mixon gets it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Back to throw, Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. Throwing is Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Houston first. To the air, Stroud. The throw is caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over 1 final quarter. Second and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it yet again. This throw is cut. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. He'll throw it. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Looking to throw. They did it. He made the interception. Logan Wilson has it. And the Bengals have some new life in the 4th. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Higgins makes the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here we go.
Handoff headed left to Brown. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
All right, here we go. Second down.
High.
Burrow setting to throw. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Hey, we got to keep scoring.
Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line.
12.
Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
11.
He'll look to throw it. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
It's a gain of 4 there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here we go.
Here he is to throw. Finds his man, Chase. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's first and 10.
Here we go.
Setting up to pass. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
They're in field goal range, but it's intercepted. Kamari Lassiter with the pick.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Cincinnati uses its second timeout. Second down now, 7 to go.
Ready.
Keeping it with Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
On the tweak, right?
On the ground again with Mixon. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So the Texans come away with a road win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Cincinnati.
Thanks for stopping by.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Dameon Pierce now to return it. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Stroud in the air to start us off. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
He's got it over the middle. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Eagles bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
And that tackle stops him after a solid game.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. They pick up one on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Hurts now from the gun. His first throw is it? Oh, no, lateral, and it's loose. And the Texans grab it. The 50. The 30. The 10. And what a way to begin the scoring, Brock, as they take it back for the touchdown. The Texans get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Just tried a little bit too hard to get that 3rd down conversion. Brock wanted so badly to keep that opening series going, and that one cost him.
Yeah, I think it's less, Kate, in this case about the throw and much more about crediting the defense who was ready and willing to be opportunistic. Not just knock that ball away,
Yeah.
They wanted to take advantage of that opportunity, and they jumped on it.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Great, set.
Hurts back to the air after the pick. And a man is there to knock that away. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? So it'll be 2nd down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Great, set.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He has the first over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Hurts throwing again. Taken in by Smith. Rolling into enemy territory. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Great, set.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
This finds Smith. He's got a gain of 6 there. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing here, Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. From the red zone now. Able to get it to Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
The good defenses in this league, every once in a while they can bait a quarterback into a throw. And you do that by having eyes on the quarterback. Getting to a good drop, forcing that check down, and they'd only just bait him into a completion, but they knocked him backwards.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Texans in possession. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go. South.
From the gun, Stroud. Dell with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Ball at the 33 for first down.
Great, set. Miami. Hey, easy, 63, bad. Delta.
Hurts to throw. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked off by Darren Stingley Jr. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception to give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
Schultz with the catch. And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Shotgun now for Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it sets up a Houston first. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. To the air, Stroud. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. From the left hash, 54 yards out. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And the score remains knotted, 7-all.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 4. Goddard makes the catch. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A final throw before the break. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Cooper to Jean in to pick it off. And the Eagles are stopped on that return, so that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Great, set.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Great, set.
From the 34. He's got Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Able to find Dotson here. This is ahead for about 5. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Barkley's got it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
First down, a run with Barkley. Works his way to the 35. Dives for the pylon, and that's a touchdown. The Eagles grow the lead coming out of halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles make it a 10-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now it's Stroud. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Stroud has it at the 7. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard.
Texans 7.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Here we go.
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you've still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Let's go.
Here's Stroud now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Mixon on 3rd and goal. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Stroud. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying the time for that play that led to the score.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Great.
Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. That's into the hands of Barkley. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you could see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Great, set.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Hits his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Motioning left is their running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best of you. You get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Great, set.
Going to the ground again on first. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Houston calls it second timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he's brought down for a loss. Final timeout called by the Texans. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Moving on into the red zone. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
Gosh, I love that creativity of the play call. Name of the game is putting the ball in the hands of your best, your playmakers, creating matchups for them to take advantage. And this time, not as a receiver, but as a runner. That is job well done.
They'll send him over right. They're going to run with Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. Barkley. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Eagles make it a 10-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Pierce now on the return. And he gets crunched by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. They're out and set, first and 10. Back to throw, Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. So beneath a chorus of fly, Eagles fly. It's a win for the Eagles. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. The crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ball game.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road. I'm not going to lie, to quiet the crowd. But you know what's even better? When you get to celebrate with your family, friends, your hometown people, your community, and you know, more importantly, they played a role as that extra voice in that building, man. It is a rewarding feeling.